Oh man, this is the moment everyone's been waiting for. The last road course of the season, a championship bubble hanging by 5 points, and one driver who has turned wine country into his personal proving ground, walking back into Sonoma with a target painted directly on the number 97. You're sitting in the number 97 hauler. The California sun is already pressing down on the Sonoma hills. You can hear the garage buzzing around you, wrenches, radios, tire changes running drills. But none of that noise is for you. You already know what every engineer in that garage spent the last 7 days doing. They were studying you, every braking marker, every corner entry, every lap you've ever run on a road course in a NASCAR Cup car, dissected, mapped, and fed into simulators designed for one purpose: not to make their drivers faster, to make you beatable. You pull on your gloves. You don't say anything, because here's the thing nobody in that garage wants to admit out loud. You've been here before. And every single time they said they had you figured out, you went out and reminded them exactly why they were wrong. This is Sonoma, and you are Shane Van Gisbergen. Before we get to Sunday, we need to talk about 7 days ago, because what happened at Naval Base Coronado didn't just hurt SVG's points, it changed the entire conversation around him. SVG won the pole at San Diego's inaugural Qualcomm Circuit street race. He led the early laps, looked completely untouchable. Then, on a lap 32 stage 2 restart, a stack-up in turn 1 collected the number 97 in a multi-car wreck he had nothing to do with. Result? A 38th place finish, a single point scored, his third consecutive finish of 30th or worse. Per Racing Insights, SVG was projected to score 45 points at San Diego. He scored 1. His chase probability collapsed from 67% to 20% in a single afternoon. He entered San Diego in a provisional chase spot, dropped 3 positions in the standings after the wreck, and lost 15 points to the cut line in one race. After Nashville at the end of May, he sat 44 points above the bubble. 3 weeks later, he's 5 points below it. And here's the number nobody in the SVG camp can ignore. Sonoma is the last road course race on the 2026 Cup Series schedule. After Sunday, it's ovals. This is his window, and it may be the last one he gets. We're NASCAR Racing Central, and we're closing in on 1,500 subscribers. If this kind of deep NASCAR coverage is what you come here for, hit subscribe right now, drop a like, and share this video. Every single one of those actions pushes this channel further. Now, back to the story, because it gets genuinely dangerous for SVG from here. San Diego didn't just cost him points. It handed every rival team in the garage something far more valuable than a trophy. It handed them a belief. NASCAR on Fox put it directly. After San Diego, the garage believes the gap is finally shrinking. Jeff Gluck from The Athletic framed it this way: it's no longer, can anyone match SVG's speed? It's, can teams beat him with race strategy? That shift is everything. Because when rivals stop trying to outrun you and start trying to outthink you, the game changes entirely. All winter and into the 2026 season, teams ran simulator sessions specifically modeled on SVG's braking habits, corner entry aggression, and tire conservation patterns. Crew chiefs began openly discussing flexible pit strategy, sacrificing early track position to gain strategic leverage deep in race runs. Hendrick, Joe Gibbs, and Front Row invested in long-run tire modeling with one primary subject, the number 97 Chevrolet. The Athletics Motorsport desk noted the garage spent months studying every braking point and every pit cycle, all focused on one car. Tyler Reddick said it plainly: everyone knows who's been the benchmark on road courses. If you want to win at Sonoma, you've got to beat SVG straight up. Bob Pockrass added, SVG remains the favorite entering Sonoma, but strategy and cautions may matter more than outright pace after what teams learned in San Diego. Nobody is talking about matching his speed anymore. They're talking about execution, strategy, patience. That's not coincidence. That's a coordinated philosophy. Now let's make something absolutely clear, because this story only works if you understand just how historic SVG's road course record actually is. 7 road course wins in just 15 Cup Series starts. 6 victories in the last 8 road course races. Since the start of 2025, inside the top 5 for 79% of all laps run on road courses. inside the top 10 for 90% of laps on road courses. In the next-gen era, he leads all drivers in road course wins, laps led, and average finish. At Sonoma specifically, last year's performance was almost surreal. He started from pole, led 97 of 110 laps, and won by a margin that made the rest of the field look like they were racing a different race. He became the first pole winner to win at Sonoma since 2004. A Sonoma win on Sunday would make SVG the first driver in NASCAR Cup Series history to have each of his first 8 victories come on road or street courses. That's not just a record, that's a legacy-defining moment. SVG addressed the technical side directly before the weekend. He explained the setup contrast. At San Diego, we were very high, very soft to try to get over the bumps, get the car nice and compliant. When we go to Sonoma this weekend, it's very smooth and high grip, so the car will be stiff and low. He added, everybody's cars will be on the edge, which you have to have it like that to make grip. And then he identified his specific weapon. At the end of Sonoma, we come down the hill, there are these fast right and left-handers, the S's. Before you get to the hairpin, it's a very challenging but rewarding section to get right. There is a lot of time you can gain or lose there. SVG isn't arriving at Sonoma hoping to survive. He's arriving knowing exactly where on that 1.99-mile circuit he can put a car length on every competitor. The odds board reinforces it. SVG opens at -150, the clear favorite. Tyler Reddick sits next at +850. Connor Zilisch +850. Kyle Larson +900. The market hasn't moved away from Shane van Gisbergen. The rivals are ready though. Kyle Larson, 2 wins and 4 poles at Sonoma, winner there in 2024, leads all drivers in stage points in 2026, and hasn't won in 41 races despite 7 top 5 finishes and 608 laps led. He said, "Sonoma is home. Looking forward to another shot at this place. A man that hungry is dangerous." Michael McDowell finished top 10 in all 4 next-gen races at Sonoma, including a second-place run in 2024. Chase Briscoe finished second at Sonoma last year, just 1.128 seconds behind SVG. The closest any driver came to the number 97 in wine country. And SVG's own 23XI Racing teammate Reddick, the current points leader and number 1 seed in the in-season challenge, made his position clear. If you want to win at Sonoma, you've got to beat SVG. That's not a compliment. That's a target. Oval or Road said it directly. This feels like the biggest pressure race of SVG's NASCAR career. Defending champion, favorite again, every team coming after him. The NASCAR Wire service framed it coldly. Sunday's event is the final road course race of the season, and the last time Shane van Gisbergen is likely to be favored to win in the Cup Series this year. Read that again. The last time he's favored. After Sunday, it's ovals. Stock Car Talk put the stakes plainly. If Shane wins Sonoma again after every team spent months preparing for him, we may have to call him the greatest modern road course racer in NASCAR. When asked about the weekend ahead, Van Gisbergen didn't talk about pressure. He didn't address the critics. He talked about the S's at the bottom of the hill. He talked about grip levels and setup philosophy. That's not a man rattled by a doubting garage. That's a man who already knows where Sunday's time will be made up. Racing Fan 24 said, "Everyone says they've figured SVG out. And I'll believe it when someone actually beats him on pace." And Cup Series News fired back. The entire garage has one mission this weekend: stop Shane van Gisbergen before another road course masterclass begins. Shane van Gisbergen did not come to Sonoma to survive. He came back to wine country to remind every engineer, every crew chief, every rival driver, and every doubting fan watching on TNT of something that San Diego could not take away from him. Whether the garage has finally found the formula to stop him, that question gets answered Sunday. If this kind of NASCAR analysis is what you're here for, share this video with every NASCAR fan you know and drop a comment below. Do you think the garage finally has SVG figured out? Or is Sonoma going to be another masterclass? Let us know what you think. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.